You know how every story has that one friend who messes up big time? Well, in the story of Jesus, that guy was Judas. But here's the wild part. Judas didn't just betray Jesus for the reasons you might think. There's something deeper, something shocking that no one talks about. But we'll get to that in just a bit. Let's rewind first. Okay, so meet Jesus. Yeah, the same Jesus you've heard about. But let me tell you this guy. He was a total game changer. People loved him. He healed the sick, raised the dead, and preached about love like no one ever had. Everywhere he went, crowds followed. Think of him as the influencer everyone wanted to be around. And then we have Judas. He was one of Jesus's closest 12 friends, his squad. Now Judas wasn't just some random dude. He was trusted with the money, the group's treasurer, and he was smart. But something went wrong, like very wrong. Now imagine this. You're tight with someone. You've seen their kindness, their miracles, their power. So, what makes you turn your back on them? Hold up. What makes you sell them out for just 30 pieces of silver? Yeah, 30 pieces. We're talking about a few $100 in today's money. Before we dive into the crazy twist that explains why Judas did what he did, I gotta tell you, there's so much more to Jesus' story than just this betrayal. And if you want to learn about the wildest moments of his life and test your knowledge in a fun way, hit the pinned comment and grab the Jesus Adventure Quiz book. Trust me, you're gonna love it. All right, back to Judas. The dude was there for everything. Every miracle, every lesson, every heart-to-heart. But one day, something snapped. He started thinking more about money than about the mission. And then came the religious leaders. These guys didn't like Jesus at all. They offered Judas that 30 pieces of silver. It sounds crazy, right? But wait, here's where it gets real interesting. You see, Judas didn't just do it for the cash. Some say he was disappointed. He thought Jesus would lead a rebellion against the Romans, maybe even become king. But when that didn't happen, when Jesus talked about peace instead of power, Judas might have felt let down. Like, maybe Jesus wasn't the guy he thought he was, and in that frustration, he made the worst decision ever. Now here's the part no one tells you. Judas goes through with the betrayal. He leads the soldiers right to Jesus, and for 30 pieces of silver, he hands over the one person who trusted him the most. But here's the thing. It didn't take long for Judas to realize he made the worst decision of his life. Judas couldn't undo what he had set in motion. The weight of his guilt was too heavy to bear. So, in his despair, he made a final, tragic decision. Judas went to a lonely place known as the Field of Blood, or Akeldama. This field was bought with the same silver he received for betraying Jesus, and it's where he tragically ended his life. The name? A reminder of the price paid for his betrayal. It's heartbreaking. Judas's story isn't just about betrayal and greed. It's about regret, despair, and how a single choice can lead down a dark path. He thought he was in control of the situation, but in the end, his own actions destroyed him. Judas's story teaches us a lot about loyalty, choices, and the consequences of our actions. It also reminds us of the forgiveness and hope that Jesus preached, even in the face of betrayal. So, what do you think? Was Judas just greedy, or was he driven by something deeper? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget, you can dive deeper into Jesus' life with the Jesus Adventure Quiz book. Links in the pinned comment.